McConnell gives in $1,400, $2,000, third stimulus check update, plus $15 minimum wage. What is going on, you guys? It's Ron here with your third stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Hope you guys are doing very well today on this beautiful Wednesday. It is the 26th of January, and we're in the middle of the week, and it already feels like a whole new week has happened with a lot of updates happening. We've got the new bill to raise the minimum wage to $15 per hour, how this could mean a raise for everyone plus an eventual $1,400 stimulus check, standalone bill later on. Definitely going to get to that, and the latest developments on the Senate power balance between Schumer and Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. Also, we've got Janet Yellen's confirmation as head of the Treasury Department. All of this information, plus how we could see stimulus checks in exchange for vaccines and the possible lower cutoff for the $1,400 stimulus check. It's all about stimulus today, guys, so make sure that you guys watch until the very end. But first, I want to say welcome back to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys, and for those who are brand new to the channel, my name is Ron. We cover all things personal finance, investing, how to generate multiple streams of income, and of course, stimulus check updates and stimulus package updates. So if you haven't already, definitely subscribe to the channel and be sure to tap the notification bell so that you know as soon as I release new videos and content. And if you haven't already, definitely check out the all new Matter channel. A recent episode has just dropped. You got to check it out. Super duper amazing. And one quick thing, someone commented, actually several people commented just yesterday, because I told you guys, hey, I'm out of town. I was hanging out with Stephen Gardner, him and his family, me and my family, we were all hanging out, enjoying each other's time. And wonderful people. If you guys know who Stephen Gardner is, definitely comment down below. Love that guy. He's super awesome. But several people commented on my video yesterday saying that, Ron, you're not really out of town. You're in front of a green screen. So I just want to prove it to you guys. Just for 1 second. I'm going to go into these stimulus updates, but hold on 1 second. Because a lot of people didn't believe me. So I just want to prove it. Okay. First of all, if this was a green screen, I wouldn't be able to turn the lights off, right? I mean, here's some real items in my background. So I just wanted to prove the point. I mean, like, these are real knives here. So my point is that this is not a green screen, and so this is real. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to prove my point, but let's jump right into the content. Hot off the Congress floor, guys, it is the latest bill to come from the Democrats that actually reintroduces a raise to the U.S. minimum wage of $15 per hour by 2025. Now, compared to the original executive order that was recently signed by President Joe Biden, the wage hike is nationwide and will actually happen gradually until we hit the sweet spot of $15 per hour for all minimum wage earners by the year 2025. So I just want to make sure that you guys fully understand how that minimum wage increase happens. And from there, integrating a continuously, year over year increase based on the minimum wage growth. Now, this also goes for the below minimum wage earners, like tip workers such as waiters, and even teens, and even people with disabilities. Now, some facts here, guys. You've got the minimum wage. It has always been $7.25 for as long as I can remember, actually since 2009 to be exact. And the Democrat-controlled House passed a version of the bill back in 2019, but it never saw a vote in the Republican-controlled Senate, thanks to your boy Mitch McConnell. But now, working hard on this, maybe our very favorite person inside the Senate is stimulus champion and now $15 minimum wage champion as well, Senate Budget Committee head Bernie Sanders. He was also quoted saying that it clearly has to be done by reconciliation. That's something I've been working very hard on. Now, since they may not get the necessary 60 votes to be able to get this done, because of course you can already imagine how the Republicans are pretty much rolling their eyes at this bill, right? Now, looking at the fact sheet from Sanders' website, this bill would actually give nearly 32 million Americans a raise, as well as close the racial income disparities, as nearly half of all Black and Latino workers make less than $15 per hour. Not to mention, this would also stimulate the economy, since 70% of gross domestic product, which is also the GDP, is fueled by consumer spending. So for those of you guys who are already earning more than $15 per hour, this would most probably also lead to an increase for you guys, since I highly doubt companies would stay at the current levels if the floor itself has already been raised. And if the floor is raised, then the whole building essentially goes with it. If you can kind of picture what I'm saying, right? Now, looking at the bigger scheme of things, guys, I've literally been seeing a pattern here. Now, if you notice, they already took out this $15 per hour minimum wage increase from the $1.9 trillion stimulus package, as well as the $300 per month monthly payments for children that we talked about just yesterday, right? Now, this could easily mean that they're planning to either do the same for the $1,400 stimulus check, making it its own standalone bill, or they're already offloading it into a bigger package to make it more manageable for the Republicans. But either way, we're definitely getting closer and closer to the promised land, guys, so stick with me on this one. And another good sign for us is Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, the stimulus Grinch himself. He's pretty much already thrown in the towel on his demand for the Senate filibuster. But only after two moderate Democrats, you've got Senators Joe Manchin and you've got Kyrsten Sinema. They already both said that they don't plan on doing away with the filibuster. Oh well. But moving forward, Democrats and Republicans will operate on a power sharing deal that follows the model used in 2001, the last time that the Senate had a 50-50 split. That means that the party with the vice presidency and tie-breaking powers has the control over the floor agenda. The ball is now in the Democrats' court for which bills, including the stimulus checks, will be voted on. I hope you guys see the power in this one. And if you remember, this was the setback that we faced with the $2,000 stimulus check from the Cash Act. It literally sailed all the way through the Democrat-controlled House of Representatives with a supermajority. Now, mind you, you rarely get to see that. But in the end, it wasn't even brought to a vote when the Republicans, aka Mitch McConnell, controlled the Senate and prevented it from even being voted on. Now, although they may not have done away with the filibuster rule, I still definitely see this as a win. And the reason why is because they can finally move ahead with things instead of being paralyzed for weeks on this one. Now, that includes working on the $1.9 trillion stimulus package and the $1,400 stimulus check. And as Chuck Schumer's latest tweet said, we are still in the midst of a once-in-a-century crisis. More than 420,000 Americans have died from COVID. More than 16 million Americans are currently receiving unemployment assistance. We must press forward on more COVID relief, and that's exactly what the Senate will do. Now, another good sign for stimulus is the overwhelming win, 84-15 for Janet Yellen as the first woman to lead the U.S. Treasury, giving her the power to work with Congress on coronavirus relief, meaning stimulus checks, unemployment, PPP, rental assistance, paid leave, and all that stuff. She'll also make sure that we have all the money needed for this in order to persuade Congress to be able to raise the corporate tax rate to 28% from the 21% and increase taxes on Americans making more than $400,000 per year. So pretty much in the end, the stimulus would actually be charged to the big companies and not to the average American workers. Yellen also told senators at her confirmation hearing last week that they needed to raise the minimum wage and act big on stimulus measures or risk a longer, more painful recession brought on by the pandemic. Now, of course, look forward to seeing more news from me as this shapes up in the future videos, especially from our stimulus champions. But anyway, I will definitely be keeping you guys posted. Now, other news on stimulus, you've got lawmakers who have more than enough reason to pass stimulus checks. Now, first and foremost, that the experts, the economists, they back more and more stimulus. And according to economists, the job market is still suffering, unemployment claims are still very high, and the pandemic is still raging, meaning our economy is headed for the toilet. Further proof is that consumer spending fell for the third straight month in December. So the big question is, what exactly is going to help us here? An economic life raft in the form of $1,400 direct payments to stimulate local economies. Other lawmakers are also looking at other ways to lower the price tag on the stimulus package. One Republican congressman says instead of sending out stimulus checks to every qualifying American, direct payments should go to people who receive the coronavirus vaccine. Now, of course, I definitely want to hear from you guys on this one. What do you think about that one? Do you think that's an appropriate route to take on who should receive stimulus checks? But according to Representative Steve Stivers from Ohio, he said the quickest thing we can do right now, if we really want to help the American people, is to get the economy turned back on, get people back to work, get kids back in school, get ourselves some herd immunity, get the vaccine distributed as quick as we can, and get the uptake rate up. That's why I'd be willing to accept a $1,400 stimulus check if people are willing to take the vaccine. Now, another way that they're currently reviewing is cutting off the stimulus checks to anyone who's earning more than $75,000 per year. According to an analysis of how Americans are using the $600 economic impact payments this month by Opportunity Insights, a nonprofit resource organization, families earning under $75,000 per year typically spend the money more quickly. Families earning above that threshold typically save the stimulus payment. The study also analyzed credit and debit card spending data and found a clear uptick in spending for families and individuals who earn less than about $50,000 per year after the stimulus payments started to widely hit bank accounts on January 4th. And in contrast, spending barely moved at all for families and individuals earning over $78,000 per year. And to add to that, the US consensus found households with incomes between $75,000 and $100,000 per year were more likely to use their stimulus payments to pay off debt or to add to savings compared to households overall. So in contrast, they're stating that nearly 88% of households with less than $25,000 intended to spend the stimulus. So what do you guys think about all this? Are you for the cutoff? Are you not for the cutoff? What do you guys think about the stimulus vaccines? I would love to hear from you guys. Now, of course, you would benefit if you earn less than $75,000 a year, and you're pretty much going to be guaranteed a stimulus check if you earn $50,000 per year based on this logic, but I would totally love to hear from you guys. But of course, more news on stimulus in my upcoming videos, definitely the hottest and most accurate updates for you guys. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. No, seriously, hit the notification bell. I promise it's totally free, no strings attached. It's just me, your boy Ron here, eating, drinking, and sleeping stimulus checks. So 24/7, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks in advance for all the support. And I'm still working on more updates on state and local stimulus assistance programs. So always stay tuned for the latest on that one. And if you guys know of one that you've discovered on your own, definitely drop me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. And I'm pretty sure that our fellow community members would also love to hear from you as well. Even if we only help one family in need, it was totally worth it. So if you guys know of any stimulus programs, definitely drop me a link down below. And let me know, since we're all one big community here, just keep me posted on whatever's going on in your local area. So anyway, guys, that is all for this stimulus check update and stimulus package update. You've got the new bill to raise the minimum wage up to $15 per hour, how this could mean a raise for everyone, not just those who are earning the minimum wage, plus an eventual $1,400 stimulus check standalone bill later on. Plus, we covered the latest in the Senate power balance between Schumer and Mitch McConnell, also Janet Yellen's confirmation as head of the Treasury Department. So, all of this plus how we could see stimulus in exchange for vaccines and the possible lower cutoff for the $1,400 stimulus check altogether. So if you have not already, definitely subscribe to the channel, tap the notification bell so that you know as soon as I release new videos and content, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.